So how do we find the right fit?
Understanding your child then means figuring out the right fit for them in every way. So the right fit with their home environment, setting up the home the way it needs to be, the right fit with the people that are around them, the team that you build around them, making sure people around them understand them and the way that their brain works and what's best for them, and the right fit for the classroom setting and the education, because that makes a huge difference. And a lot of kids are just kind of a mismatch with the setting that they're in, and we're just trying to like force them into this box that they don't fit in, and it's very frustrating for everyone involved. Think about the people you have around your child and make sure that everyone understands your child and the way that their brain works and what they need, and what works best for them. And I think if you can do that and you can find the right fit for them in different areas of their life, then it's going to increase their self-esteem and they're going to be more successful, and it's going to be less of a struggle along the way, and they'll go farther.
So when they say it takes a village, it literally takes a village. So
when you have a child with ADHD, it's like a puzzle that you're putting together. There's all these different pieces of that puzzle, so that you are making sure that everything fits best for your child. So we wanted to run through some of those puzzle pieces and kind of let you know these are some of the things to think about. The first one that we have a slide about is medication, because that's kind of one of the first questions that comes up and what most people ask about. And we wanted to explain that the purpose of the medication, there's a picture on the slide of a brain, two different brains, but medication, and one does not have medication, and it shows you the difference in what medication does. So the purpose of the medication is to turn on that switch from the inside. So it automatically turns on the switch, it stimulates the brain, it affects the chemicals that are being released in the brain, so that then that frontal lobe area starts to function properly, and a lot of those executive functioning skills start to kick in. And I know it is a controversial topic, and it is something that some parents really like the idea and support the idea. Some parents really don't like that idea. But we're here to kind of explain what the purpose is and let you make an educated decision about what's right for your child. I also want to let you know that medication is very, very effective. So there are stimulant medications and there are non-stimulant medications. And the stimulant medications do what they sound like. They stimulate the brain. And that's another misconception that we didn't put in here. But a lot of people think, why do you give a stimulant medication to a child that's hyperactive and having trouble controlling themselves? And the reason is that it stimulates the part of the brain that helps them control themselves. So it has the opposite effect. It actually calms them and helps them be more in control. And so that's one of those misconceptions, I think, that can sometimes scare parents away from the idea of the medication.
Right. So that area of the brain's a little bit dormant, and so it helps stimulate, and you will. I'm here to tell you, you will see a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a huge difference.
Now, it doesn't work for every child, and there also is no way to predict what is going to work best for a particular child. It really is kind of a trial and error process, and so that part can be frustrating, and there can be the risk of side effects, and you really have to balance the benefits, the advantages versus the disadvantages for your child, and think about, could the potential advantages of this medication outweigh some of those potential side effects? And some kids, their bodies just don't react well to the medication, and other kids, it's like night and day difference. So it's something to educate yourself about, learn more about it. You can talk with your doctor, you can talk with a child psychiatrist, and then make sure that you kind of make an educated decision.
And since we're talking about medication, one thing we didn't touch on, and I just really briefly want to touch on, is the fact that a child could have some attention deficit. I can't think of the word. Some symptoms, but they really have something else. So this is more of a sub-symptom. So the medication may not work because there's something else happening with that child.
That's true, which is another reason to get an accurate diagnosis.
Absolutely.
Right? You don't want to start a child on a medication that they don't need, or that's not going to address the problem.
And that's one thing I've seen a lot. So that's why I keep saying, please go to a specialist, is just trying the medication just to see if it works. Why do that to that baby if they don't even need the medication? So it's always
Right.
best to get the best advice you can get.
Yes.
So